Morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and good whatever time zone you're in. I hope you're having a decent evening, day, morning, afternoon, whatever it is. Time is an illusion for me since time is ever moving and ever constant, yet everyone experiences at a different rate, meaning that we are trapped in a giant whirlpool of vortex of time that goes forward. It doesn't just go straight, it's also spinning and twisting, and thus my consciousness floods in and out with the same ideas. Multiple ideas being rammed and thrown apart together. And this one I've had for quite a while that I finally got, in fine tune. This is also going to be one of those, like, the Deku who laughs is going to be drawn to this negative amount of energy that's about to be restored and released due to the greediness of Bulma. You see, in this timeline, rather than the regular red Dragon Balls, I'm going to use the non-canon GT timeline and use the Black Star Dragon Balls. So Goku has the Black Star 4 Dragon. Everything is pretty much going normal, but with Emperor Pilaf tries to steal, the Dragon Balls, just for the sake of bullshit. I'm gonna say Oolong, fucks up something, and they fuck up, and one Dragon Ball slips. Goku can grab it, so Emperor Pilaf don't get his wish, so they have an excuse to raid. And, they're not going to outgun Goku, and Goku win. Eventually, it would lead to Goku going grade A, fucking them all up, his tail getting cut off. Making the wish after that, Bulma would wish for the perfect boyfriend. What surprises everyone is the fact that the dragon was red. And, he didn't look angry, but he looked just the fact that, so displeased at what, he was summoned for. So the Black Star Dragon Shenron had decided to grant Bulma her wish. The most perfect boyfriend she could possibly want for her. Someone who could better her and be a good person. Because, dear God, she just doomed this entire planet, but hey, you know what? Fuck it, I don't care. Now, let us go into the MHA-verse. What is happening to Izuku for Izuku to be taken? Well, it is literally just moments before the overhaul raid would be finished. This is what I'm going to change. When Mirio says he got shot by the quirky racing bullet, Deku's just like, but can you still fight? Obviously. I'm gonna make where Deku came in little bit before, the final fight. He just recently got shot. So, here's where things, change. Izuku would tell him, okay, no time. As he would grab one of the spikes from the ground, cut his palm, tell Mirio to do the same thing. As he's saying, what? I go it's time for something I didn't want to do, but I know that All Might wanted you to be his original successor. It was what Sir Knight I wanted to. And now that you lost your quirk, I can't think of a better way to make sure that your dream stays reality. Even if it means the cost of my own. As, Mirio didn't understand what Izuku was doing until the sparks transferred, and then lightning electricity started to flow through Mirio. As, yes, I'm also going to use the Two Heroes movies, so 2 One-For-Alls, as Mirio would feel the influx of power of One-For-All surging through his veins. As, Izuku would say, you're used to using permeation. Think of it similar. Channel it all through your body, but it's very destructive. Do low percentage. Mirio's just like, I got it. The two ragtag and actually destroy Overhaul relatively well. They all suffer broken, shattered limbs, because they all are reckless as shit. Eri felt bad and healed both of them. Aizawa would come to see Eri rewinding Mirio and Izuku back to full health, and then her quirk starts to go out of control as it starts to cackle everywhere. Mirio got regressed by 2 years, because, her hands were closer to Mirio, opposed to closer to Izuku. So, when Aizawa erases her quirk and the lightning disappears, he thought it's okay. Only for this white light to envelop Izuku and then snap him out of existence. And, Sir Night-Eye is just like, I saw none of this happening. I have no idea what's going on. What just happened? Mirio would explain what happened with Izuku, but just for the sake of bullshit, not only did Eri rewind Mirio, and One for All is, embers are in him, it mixed and merged with permeation. So Mirio in this time, in the MHA timeline right now, has a fusion of a 30% One for All and his quirk of permeation. Pretty fun, right? Everyone's just like, but what happened to Izuku? We do not know. Aizawa literally said he erased her quirk, and then she fell unconscious. Then the white light happened. He did not blink. He saw the white light appear as he was still erasing Eri's quirk. So it couldn't have been Eri. They're thinking, okay, warping quirk. Who the fuck stole Izuku? Well, that's the thing. It wasn't necessarily stolen. It was just the fact that, the Red Star Shenron decided, why not a Deku X Bulma ship? Now, how does this affect Earth? Well, Kami would sense the imminent danger, instantly beam his ass down, and just be in awe at what just happened as, Bulma would see this unconscious green-haired boy who's kind of ripped. His shirt's been, six-pack, yeah. As, she's just like, oh, wow, he's cute. Green hair's kind of cool. It's kind of messy, though. Izuku, he awakens just shortly after. He's just like, where am I? Kami would be like, what have you done? Now, see, if I wanted to make this, short what-ifs, I could have ended it perfectly right here. I just, dear God, this car and snow do not go well. Sounds like I'm about to get stuck, huh? I hope not. Jesus, that'd be shitty. Anyway, back to the what-if. As Izuku, he has no idea where the hell he is or what just happened. He does not know that he got wished into a different world. Into a different multiverse. Well, same universe, different dimension, I guess. Since dimensions can exist in universes, and universes can exist in dimensions. Wait, what? Is that how that works? Don't ask me. Look it up. Anyway, you see, here's where things get kind of... oof. Kami would then explain to Bulma that what those weren't the right Dragon Balls. Wait, what you mean? The Dragon Balls you wanted and probably should have used were the Dragon Balls that were Red Star, not the Black Star. Well, why? The Black Star ones are more powerful, and as a result, grants more powerful wishes, but with a heavier toll. In 2 years' time, I'm making it where it's 2 years because why not? In 2 years' time, the Earth will explode. Nani? Everyone's just like, what? Why would you make such a thing? I did not. Yeah, at the same time, I did. It was before I had split. What? They then get the early King Piccolo intro, which they're like, but he's sealed, right? As far as I know, yes. Izuku's just like, hey, what about me going home? How's that gonna work? I'm afraid I do not know if it will be possible. You see, within 2 years, if the Dragon Balls are not met back to this planet where they originated with the wish, the Earth will explode, but they were scattered throughout the cosmos. Everyone's just like, the fuck? You fucking with us, right? No, I am afraid not. This must have been the deed of King Piccolo. My other half, he scattered them, knowing that the Earth would be destroyed. If he could not rule it, then humanity's greed would destroy it, one way or another. Clever bastard. So, what changes now is, well, you have Bulma, who now has to take Kami's ship, who also now has to admit that, okay, Goku, yeah, you're not normal. You're a Saiyan. What's a Saiyan? Jocko, information. As, yes, the Galactic Patrol. If you didn't know, Galactic Patrol, Jocko actually kind of knows Bulma's sister, Tights, and which I thought it was just convenient as shit that, like, oh, Bulma has a sister. Alright, then she kind of just like her anyway. Well, Jocko's just like, what? I can't let the Earth explode. I would get fired. So, they're also, wait, you did what for a boyfriend? You endangered your whole planet for a goddamn... You know, Bulma's just like, hey, don't make me feel worse than I already do. They go like, too late. And Izuku's just like, I don't even know her. As you know, Izuku, he's just like creeped out. Like, he even admits there was kind of already a girl he liked. And then he thinks about it. Well, actually, he then thinks about it. He did like Uraraka. Tsuyu was cute. Nina was hella flirty with him, so he got confused on that one. Hatsume was very bold and felt him up a lot, and, well, he threw it away as a passing comment, but when she said he could do the same thing to her and get her measurements, he was just like, and then he's just like, you know, and then he's just like, And I did vibe really well with Melissa. As you know, Bulma's hearing this and she's going like, slap. You womanizer. I go like, I didn't do shit. I'm like, Izuku's just like, what the fuck? Izuku, like, Goku, he laughing his ass off. He's just like, no idea what's going on. But he's just like, ha, your wish backfired. He already had a girlfriend. He had multiple even. Deku's just like, no, none of them were my actual girlfriend. It was just, you know, he just scratches the back of his head. He's just like, no. They're like, what? My mom. She doesn't know what would happen to me. And then Bulma's just like, ooh, right. He would have had a different life. You know, so everyone's just like, well, the dragon said this would be the perfect boyfriend for Bulma. Izuku, you know, he blushes because he's just like, I'm 14. I'm 16. Oh. You know, Goku would then say, hey, you're about as old as I am. Huh? You're a kid. No, I'm not. And then Izuku would proceed to break the, I'm gonna just say a tree with a punch. As Izuku's just like, is that your quirk? The fuck's a quirk? Oh, shit. Shit. You know, this is like, everyone is starting to like really realize, not only is Deku not, you know, from their world or their timeline, he seems to be from a different place entirely. They don't know if he's an alien or something. I'm gonna say no, they're both Earthlings, but just in parallel universes. Now, here's where I guess you could say things get complicated. Kami would say that his ship would be too slow, and then they have Goku's ship, but they would need more. Bulma and Dr. Briefs would be forced to work alongside one other person. One person. A scientist who he hadn't really done anything, and in the end, he is all for, you know, Earth saving, you know, developing science and all this good jazz. And, well, the Galactic Patrol is just like, Jocko, you have to go with them. That's the best we can do. Jocko will be your tour guide, and if you need backup, call. Well, that sounds really fucked up. It kind of is, yes, but it has to be. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you when I say things aren't gonna get better for these people. You see, things do get a fuck ton worse, a fuck ton faster. Now, why? Izuku thought he had lost one for all. So, his emotions are kind of wild. He's training, he's using up the last of his embers, reminiscing, but something feels off. It doesn't feel like it's ending. He keeps on trying and trying, but as he does something that Kami tells him to do, that's to meditate inward. Izuku kinda enters the Mindscape with vestiges, as, I'ma just straight up have it where the first user says, "We chose to stay with you." So, don't worry too much. Our power is with you, but, we're not where we should be. You have to go home. Go. You have to leave this place. Our mission is to defeat not one for all, but to defeat all for one. Izuku's just like, but they need to be helped too. I can't just abandon them and their Earth would be destroyed. Their planet, man, this is so difficult. This is more than what I thought would be demanded of me. But as Izuku clenches his fist in the Mindscape, he looks at the first user of One for All as he's saying, I will do this. I will accomplish this. This I swear. Alright then. Okay. I accept and I allow this. We grant you 20% access. Go further and train. Your body can withstand 20 perfectly fine. Now, this is where things change. You see, Izuku, with the revelation that he can get stronger, has a special training partner in the meantime. This being Goku. Now, Goku would actually go off to train with Master Roshi because those events still happened. Bulma, who still kind of is kind of clinging to the hope that Izuku would be her boyfriend, gives him a phone so they can talk and communicate with one another as she's going to be working on their spaceship to travel the universe together. Which Izuku, he's just like, that actually sounds pretty fun. He looks at Bulma and then he's just like, you're really pretty too. I'm sorry if I seemed kind of offed by this, but it was just so sudden and he just scratches the back of his head. He's just like, she knows. She kind of realized how selfish she was being. Izuku's just like, it's okay. I was just like, I just didn't realize that'd actually be perfect for anyone. I've always been told I was useless, so. As Bulma would give Izuku a small kiss on the cheek. Just on the cheek, guys, don't worry. As, she's saying, well, you're not worthless. You're handsome. And you're pretty strong. So, go on. Train. Go with Goku. You two would probably get along really well with this training thing. I have no need for it, but hey, jocks are jocks. Izuku's saying, hey, I'm not all muscles, I do have a brain. Bulma would be intrigued by this as, the two slowly start to have, conversations, deep communications, thoughts, and conversations that transcended normal emotions. The two actually did find, a drawn to one another. Bulma didn't realize that Izuku was not just the bulk, but the brain. He was muscles in all regards, yes, but he was gentle, kind, caring, sweet, nurturing, and very intellectual. He was quick to pick up on how technology with the capsules worked. Not only that, his knowledge of tech from a different universe and how that worked. He might not have had his hero notebooks, but they were still in his mind. So he was able to bring a lot of good tech into some shit. And, after a few conversations, they both realized Deku being here can evolve not just himself, but her. her company with Capsule Corp. She doesn't like the fact that her dad and this Jiro guy are, seemingly already buddy drinking booze and gawking at her mom, which is just like weird, but she doesn't care. She's actually kind of happy that, Izuku, yeah, do get along. I mean, Yamcha's just like, but too much of a pussy. That's what you is, Yamcha. Now, Izuku would go to train at Master Roshi's with Goku. Krillin would still show up. Yamcha, bitch boy, in the forest. Not in the forest, in the desert. So, here's where things change. Because Deku already has decent amount of physical bulk and body to him, Master Roshi was more inclined, especially because Izuku would explain to Master Roshi his power is different. And here's the other thing. Kami would come down and actually offer Izuku training after a few months. By a few months, I mean 3. After 3 months of but the Kame training, the Turtle Hermit way, Izuku and Goku, Krillin would stay at Master Roshi's because he thinks it's the most beneficial because he doesn't know who the green guy is. So, hey. Sucks to suck, but yes. Izuku, Goku go train by Kami. They get better ki control. And here's the thing. Training with Izuku caused Goku massive Zenkai boosts. So, because I can now do power levels in this, and I want to, I'ma just make it where Goku at a good 700. Izuku, because of One For All and then learning about ki and better flushing out his power and potential, and if we're being honest, he now has 50% control of One For All. After just 3 months of turtle training, yes, he had a power level of 2000. He's growing fast. He holds back fighting against Goku because devastating power. Now, keep in mind, it's the One For All power that's making him stronger, and he just has to get better control of it. So, it's like as reckless as the Kaioken. You feel me? Don't get too pissy there. Look, plus, this is Kid Goku still. So, here's what I will say happens, though. The training, and I know this normally doesn't happen because of Saiyan cells, but I'm changing it where the Zenkai boost, the training, the increase of the influx of power, Goku got a decent growth spurt. He now is as tall as he would have been in the Piccolo Jr. arc, after King Piccolo, which King Piccolo has still not shown up, I want to say. And yes, I'm making them more stronger than they need to be because they're going into the universe. Now, it has been half a year. The ship is done. And per the request of Goku and Izuku, they had built in a chamber to train in that maxes out at 1,000 times gravity. Only because Kami said he had the hyperbolic time chamber, which does 10 times gravity, but the extreme changes of pressure, of heat, temperatures, soaring hot, freezing cold. It's freezing cold outside. It's negative 14 degrees, and I'm still in my car talking. I'm like, I'm fine. I could just turn on the car and heat up again. Well, here's where I guess you could say some things are more interesting for Izuku. See, his strength it's rising. And, well, while they have a year and a half to go look through the universe for the Dragon Balls, they're not entirely sure if they can. Yeah, the ship is going to be fucking fast as shit, as it is programmed to go to every single Dragon Ball and then go back to Earth, autopilot like the Saiyans and the Namekian ships. Dr. Gero was baffled by this, and yes, we do find out about Namekians early because Shenron, they had where Kami made it where it was taxing on his body, but, 2 wishes. Shenron gets to sleep for 3 years. So, yeah. And they had wished for the knowledge that where Izuku came from and the knowledge of Goku and Kami. And by they, I mean Bulma and Izuku, Kami, Goku, all four of them were the ones who received the knowledge. Izuku now knows about Saiyans, Namekians, and everything in this Universe 7. And, well, they all know about quirks, and they were kind of sad about Izuku's life. And Izuku was surprised about, One for All and All for One, like their whole story. He found out about the other users of One for All and their quirks, which means I get to bullshit and add more. I would like to believe Korean food is good. I like their noodles. Anyway, back to the what if as. Here's where things get more complicated. You see, while Izuku does admit he misses home, he kinda does like Bulma. The two actually do go on dates, and, well, here's where things get complicated. Since Goku's going to be missing the tournaments where King Piccolo is going to be, here's some changes that are gonna have to happen. You see, Master Roshi Krillin, after hearing what's going to be going down in the Dragon Balls, and, well, the Dragon Balls are going to be inactive, so Piccolo's going to be pissy about that, so he has to wait, and, well, on Earth, what's going to be happening while everyone else is gone? Tien, Chiaotzu, Yamcha, Krillin, and Master Roshi would be enslaved, kept underground, and, well, King Piccolo would be waiting. He had sealed away Kami with the Mafuba reversal technique, and, well, damn. Master Shin tried to fight King Piccolo alone and got his shit slapped. That's why he's not there. Master Roshi was just like, Shin, you idiot! We should have worked together, you fool. But no. See, in captivity, though, all the human Z fighters have done a lot of image and mental training with one another, practicing and honing their skills. They do a few light push-ups, sit-ups, the basics to keep their muscles toned, fit. There's not much else they can do. But they can't let their power spike up, which is very painful and kind of biting them in the ass. But they would get to a decent power level eventually, but not within a good time frame. It would take them roughly 3 months before they would be able to actually oppose King Piccolo. But since they can't kill him, sealing him was the best thing they could do. They weren't able to free Kami because they don't know where Kami is. Individually, they can't beat King Piccolo. It had to be a gang beat up. So, things are complicated. The Earth is in chaos as, natural disasters are starting to occur. And, well, yeah. Now, back to Izuku, Bulma, and Goku. As the first planet that they're going to, which I'm just gonna say for the sake of convenience, Vampa. Wait a minute. What are you doing? As, well, in this timeline, Paragus has fallen and Broly's a young kid. Bulma, Izuku, and Goku would convince Broly to go with him after they find the Dragon Ball. Because, well, there's not much else. Ball has already died because in this timeline, Paragus didn't cut off his ear. He went full fucked up and killed Ball, and, well, yeah. Broly admits that he's afraid to fight and all this bullshit. His rage, and how he became a little bit more self-aware. Because when he was alone, he didn't hate it, but he was just sad. He didn't know much. But, similar form to with when Chile and Lemo found them and gave him clean water and food, he was just like, I apologize. Broly, sorry. Anyway, Goku and Broly actually bond really well. Goku doesn't push Broly to, reach that full power. Instead, rather just meditates and teaches him about ki control. The basics. The best at what Izuku and Goku could do together. Bulma didn't really want to, but she would pay attention as, she would have her fantasies about, these three muscular men, out in space with her. Their testosterone had built up too much, and, well, they would have been, forgive us, Bulma. She would be like, no, all reluctantly, but no, in reality, nah. She would eventually slip on something and hit her head, and when Izuku checks up on her, she would admit, like, she's fine, nothing happened. Izuku would, be wary, but it would also get kind of weird because Bulma is, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna make it where she still does where, she would parade in her underwear around Izuku, and Izuku's just like, I mean, I do like me some peaches. No. Save the earth. Save the earth. Even if it's not my earth. Save the earth. Save the earth. Bulma would be like, God damn, this man has a strong will. I have to break his will before he can break my hymen. I try to keep a straight face after saying that, but I couldn't. Anyway, here's where it's getting really cold. I'm gonna pause and go inside because I'm back. And where was I? Yes, you see, Bulma is a motherfucking coke tease, which, yeah, none of that's gonna happen in this episode. Sorry, not sorry. But fight scenes, training, lots of training. You see, one person, after they discover their first Dragon Ball, they go on to their next planet. And also, because I want to, this will be the giant planet. Now, if you don't know the giant planet from GT, it is literally like a giant version of Earth, and there is a giant blue man who looks like a ogre, but is actually pretty friendly. The Dragon Ball was in his teeth. It was in an apple that he ate, and he had a cavity, and there was like the whole like David and Goliath, a thorn in his paw. Listen, you're trying to fight the giant, but in reality he's the one in pain. Not because of what you're doing, but because of what, something else. So, Goku would help rip out the thing. Because, I'm not gonna lie to you, Kami would have taught them how to fly. It is too much of a survival skill for them not to have. And Broly also knows how to fly. Which, hey, if a Saiyan baby could do it naturally, I'm pretty sure they could learn it really quickly too. So, yeah. At least it started with light levitation. Now, here's where things get more fun. After they collect their second Dragon Ball, the third one is on a planet. A special planet. A planet that, in this world, exists because I wanted to, I guess you could say. They would land. The world looks pretty peaceful. It's kind of quiet. They would walk on. Not much of everything. It's kind of weird. They continue on. It looks empty. The Dragon Ball sure says it's here, but where? It looks underground. So they try. They dig, and they go underground. Now this is not one of the GT planets. This is just for shits and giggles. And just wait. Just wait. You see, the Dragon Ball, it is underground. It fell and scattered into the planet like a meteor. It just hit a pile of quicksand, and that's the thing. It's in a pile of quicksand. They would understand that, okay, that has to go out somehow. Izuku would decide maybe the best method would be to use ki blasts or ki waves to help push the sand out so they can, dig around the whole quicksand thing without actually having to fall. But they're like, what if the Dragon Ball gets destroyed? Yeah, that's kind of where it gets complicated. They're like, well, a little bit. When something happens, this little golden like armadillo mole thing spews out of the ground. It looks at them, it tilts its head, as then it says, "Thank you," as then it falls back in. As then behind them pops out this weird thing with a red nose. It looks like a Mr. Potato Head, kind of, just without the mustache or hat, and black dots for eyes. As that one says, Diglett. I was about to say Duduo, and I was like, no, that's the bird. No. So they're like, huh? As in, the little head goes down. As in, a Dugtrio pulls up. It tilts its head. As in, it falls. Everyone's just like, what is going on? Wait, Ivan, what is this planet? It is the planet of Pokemon, where no human life exists. It's just Pokemon, since Pokemon came from outer space. Does that mean Pokemon exist in this world? Kinda yes, kinda no. This is in a timeline where Pokemon never went to, whatever Earth timeline they go into and crash land and evolve. So, right now they just happen to be near Dugtrio and Sandslash's Sandshrews too. Which, are they gonna take them? No. Wait, Ivan, don't tell me. Oh yes. As, then they hear rumbling. From the rumbling, a giant stone-like snake bursts through the ground, roaring, as it has something in one of its crevices. It's the Dragon Ball! Izuku would notice it, and, well, he would dash forward, jumping, climbing on the beast, as the beast would then use Screech, blasting Izuku, hurting his ears, causing a slight ringing. Everyone was confused on how that happened, as, well, then something else happens. A not Dugtrio, but a Sandslash would appear and quickly slash at Izuku's back, causing a deep gash to form. Izuku would quickly turn around and kick the Sandslash as he's saying, "What the? Are they attacking us?" As, yes, in this timeline, Pokemon aren't necessarily the friendliest creatures, since they're wild animals. And technically, they are trespassers. So, a killer be killed. So, this is where things get kind of terrible. You see, Broly did not like seeing his friend hurt and realizes, okay, I gotta end this quickly. He lifts up his hand and shoots a just devastating green keep wave that just beheads the Onyx as its skull crashes to the ground. The Dragon Ball is, unlodged and falls. Goku would quickly grab it. They are all looking happy, but then they see the Pokemon are angry. A Steelix would form. Another Steelix rises as they just killed the baby. Uh-oh. You see, then they're all roaring. Roaring as in Rhyhorns appear. Rhydons appear. Genghis Kongs, Cupones, Marowaks, Nidokings, Nidoqueens, Nidorands, Nidorinos, Nidorains. A wide variety of ground-type Pokemon all coming forward. And they're like, well, this is not going to end well. You see, all of these creatures are charging some sort of attack that they're intending to kill us. Broly, he's just like, alright then bet. Blaster meteor shells, just slaughtering all the Pokemon, blowing them up, killing them. Some are infant Pokemon too, but hey, they're coming for them. They gotta get got before they get. As, Broly would massacre all these Pokemon, blasting them, killing them, shooting holes through them, breaking their bones with punches. It's just god terrifying. It is a massacre that makes Bulma and kind of twists, it makes Bulma sick and twists Izuku's stomach a little bit. Goku's just like, whoa. He's strong. I want to fight him. They look at it like Izuku and Bulma look at him like he crazy, because he kind of is. Long story short, after Broly finishes massacring them, they would, have their stomachs rumbling, and then they realize they kind of have to eat. A lot of this meat is, covered with dirt, blood, and not really cleaned, and also burnt in some places. So they go fishing. They would catch thousands of Magikarps, and even the Saiyans couldn't bite through their skin. So, once they died, they died. Magikarps, no Magikarp sushi. Gyarados gets killed. Not really the tastiest thing, which Broly complained about, so they would continue. Eventually, they would stumble upon Whalmers, eat the Whalmers. Tentacruels and Tentacools would also be devoured. Oh, how fun. They would find some Psyducks, and, Bulma explains ducks are pretty good. Izuku saying, yeah, why not? They would see thousands of birds, toros. They would actually... Something twisted came around. Not twisted, but the idea for Goku and Broly. Their Saiyan instincts, if you will. They kind of wanted to try every single animal. We need to stockpile food anyway. I mean, you're right, but... Alright, then... Let's go. But nothing really small. But small meat, very tender. Touché. Touché. You see, here's where they would capture and kill several Pokemon. They would get a taste for the dragon one, so Salamancers and Flygons definitely gone. Oof. The ones that were interesting, though, to Izuku and Goku were the fighting ones. The Hitmonchans, the Hitmonchans, Hitmontops, the Monchamps, the Mankeys. How they fight, and Izuku was able to pick up 3 techniques from the Hitmonchan. As, focusing his ki, and one for all, he was able to do the Mach Punch and a Focus Punch fusion, combining the two. Gathering so much power and then launching it at high speeds, causing a massive shockwave to go forward that ripples in effect. The other technique that he was able to pick up was Thunder Punch, turning his ki into electricity. Then Fire Punch, igniting the air around him using his ki as well, using friction and speed. Then Ice Punch, changing the temperature. Very useful. Goku didn't really have any need for these type of attacks, but there was one that he saw that he thought was interesting from the dragons. That was Hyper Beam, how it would charge things in its mouth. Both Goku and Broly learned how to do similar feats, a mouth beam. Goku would call his the Hyper Beam. Everyone's just like, okay, cool. Bulma would kind of be fascinated about the Metagross and Metatanks, the psychic ones, the ones that seemingly evolved as if they needed technology and metal that should not have existed but existed. There were no no cities or any signs of human civilization that would allow such signs. It was strange. It was they existed and evolved from something else. Huh. Bulma thought this was interesting. They would leave. Half the planet kind of wiped out and massacred due to the Saiyans and their hunger. They found out that the best tasting meats is, by far. And sorry if you guys, if this is one of y'all favorite Pokemon, but they just found it like, best bang for your buck was Blastoids, the turtle. A lot of meat. His shell was very useful. It kind of became a bed for Broly, Goku, not Yamcha, but Izuku and Bulma. They share the bed. Since, the two are really close. Anyway, back to the what if. As you know, this is gonna end soon because it's almost at 15 minutes. I'm gonna make myself some pancakes for breakfast. Yay! As I was saying, they land on their next planet, their fourth planet, a planet that actually is so beneficial to Broly. Yardrat. Goku and Izuku actually do want to learn more about this spirit control and all these cool techniques because they're not like anything of Izuku's quirks, which, you know, is Goku is kind of upset about that his ki can't mimic any of these. Which, yeah, Goku, yeah, it was kind of strange. Izuku could fly using his quirk, or just fly using his ki. He found it kind of weird. When he combines the two, he realizes that he's faster and he can go a lot more distance, and it's less taxing. It's weird. It's like if using both, it's like using less stamina. As if his ki and one for are supposed to be the same, almost. Which he's getting it. He's actually getting the hang of it. You know, Zenkai boosts with Goku do get him actually pretty decently strong here. And, well, the training on Yardrat will have to be kind of weird. You see, Broly would want to stay, and we have a man named Paibara who offers to go along. You see, Jocko had also informed them that, well, he found a Dragon Ball. You know, just while he was on patrol. But there's an issue. That issue being what? There's a Dragon Ball in the possession of these guys who work under a certain individual who we do not want to get mad. Okay, who is it? You know, Jacko, he pulls his shirt as he's saying, well, I don't know how, but the Ginyu Force, their big head, muscly, redhead, oaf, blunderhead, seemingly found one of the Dragon Balls and he just thinks it's a shiny thing and kinda, he's wearing it as a necklace. I have no idea how to confront them for this. Everyone's just like, oof. The Ginyu Force are kind of strong too. You know, Izuku would clench his fist as he's saying, I'm gonna have to go beat his ass. We don't think you're there yet, Izuku. I'm gonna have to go and beat his ass then. And train. You see, don't forget, they are in the gravity chamber. They do their training. And though they never got to the 1,000 level, they're actually at 25 times gravity. Which, considering this is early Dragon Ball, I'm gonna call that a win. And also considering how strong Goku got after just a few, like, not even a year, half a year of training with 10 times gravity at King Kai's. So, yeah, no, decent power gains. So by the time they would get there, you would have a Yardratian warrior, which I forgot the name of the character from the video game. You know, I'm gonna just fuck it and say it's Paibara because why not? So yes, Paibara would be going as Broly would stay with the Yardrats to get his better understanding and ki control, and well, because instant transmission, it's kind of gonna be easier. But Paibara would be going to help train Izuku and Goku as they go off to the Ginyu Force to collect the Dragon Balls. Now, I'm going to end it because I want to make myself breakfast, and that breakfast will be pancakes.